Assalamu alaikum. I'm so happy to be back. I think I was sometime here last year, and it's great to see so many faces and so many, mashallah, familiar faces as well. So, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Today's topic, Islam under the Darwinian lens. We have a lot of people who attended from last time. Last time's talk was about Darwinian evolution, whether it was true literally or whether it was just a valid scientific theory. And I argued for the latter. I said it's a valid scientific theory, but it doesn't mean it's true. Today we're doing something different. So we're not talking about the validity of Darwin's theory or the problems with it or the philosophical issues. We're talking about something quite different. We're speaking about Darwinism and Islam. We're speaking about Islam under the Darwinian lens. So the way I want you guys to think about this is, as a Darwinist, say there is somebody who is studying organisms, they're looking at anatomical traits, they're looking at psychological traits, linguistic traits, and so on. Using the theory of evolution by natural selection, they not only need to explain our anatomy, our genetics, our psychology, our linguistics, they also need to explain the origin of religion, the origin of the need for spirituality. And they have to give a Darwinian account of this. So today's topic is different because today's topic is about, can Darwinian evolution explain Islam as a natural phenomenon? Now this is very interesting because I've never actually delivered this topic before. I've spoken about evolution at many different universities, but this topic I have not covered before, so I'm really looking forward to the Q&A and what your thoughts are on this, because this is kind of like a real test of Darwin's theory and a real test of Islam, to see the nuts and bolts in both and see what they can actually produce in terms of explanatory power. How many people here have heard of this book, Sapiens? Raise your hands. Okay, quite a number of people, right? So Sapiens is a book by the historian Yuval Noah Harari. This is a world bestseller. This is one of the most popular books. You will find this at airports. You'll find this in, obviously, coffee shops, people reading it. But interestingly enough, this book is not just reviewed in, say, major newspapers and there's a lot of interest in it in terms of the public. What's interesting is people we recognize as leaders, world leaders. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, Barack Obama, and Bill Gates. What do they have in common? Well, they're leaders, but also that they recommend this book. They recommend Sapiens, right? So for the president of the most powerful nation on earth to recommend a book, that means something. And of course, the most powerful platform, social media, recommending something, and obviously in terms of the IT sector. So this book has a lot of weight behind it. And this book claims it can explain the naturalistic origin of religion, and including Islam. It does actually speak about Islam as well. So what we want to do today is see, okay, does this book really match up to its supposed status? So we have this magnificent status that it has publicly, but academically, is this book really that good? And what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be contrasting Yuval Noah Harari against basic ideas that we find in academia in regards to that field. Straight away, if you were to look at the works of Sapiens and look at the works of anthropology, you would find a difference between the public understanding and the academic understanding. So I was really surprised when I was reading one of the reviews of this book by a legendary anthropologist. His name is Christopher Hallpike. Now, he wasn't pleased, let's just say the least, with this book, right? His review was quite negative, and that's quite surprising, because this book, Sapiens, is about anthropology, is about the history of humanity.